I almost ruined my friendship over my wedding party, and I feel guilty. This comes from the Charlotte Dobre YouTube subreddit. Let's get into it. Just before Christmas in 2017, my boyfriend proposed to me. I was so excited. I knew from when I was young that I wanted my maid of honor to be my identical twin sister, but who I wanted as my bridesmaids changed throughout life. Middle school friends when I was in middle school, then things shifted in high school and I wanted my high school friends. But then I was the only one from my town who went to my university. So then it was my college friends, you get the idea. I knew I didn't want a plethora of bridesmaids like I had seen in other weddings, but I have several close friends from each stage of life, along with my sibling, sister-in-law, and soon-to-be sister-in-laws. I heard that wedding planning can ruin friendships, but I thought, my friends and I are different. It won't happen to us. I also knew that I wanted to have a balanced party, same number of bridesmaids and groomsmen, and my fiance didn't have many friends. Then I decided that everyone who's important to me would play a part no matter what. I started asking friends and family to be my bridesmaids before I had the bridal party set in mind. I loved them. They loved me. What could go wrong? I asked fake names: Sarah, Farah, secondary school friends; Hannah, college friend; Maria, post-college friend; sister-in-laws, and my twin. I soon realized there was no way I could balance the groomsmen party with that many girls by my side. When I asked for advice, I was told, do what you want, not what anyone else wants. I didn't want to hurt feelings by choosing or unchoosing my best friends, so I decided in a family-only wedding party. Then did what I had to do. Instead of calling my friends and explaining things properly, I typed out a group message, editing to fit each friend, then sent it separately. I was a chicken. I felt terrible, but it was already so hard to go back on asking my friends to stand by my side, much less to do it in person and over the phone. My friends were very upset, and rightfully so. Sarah confronted me, Farah and Maria stewed on it, and Hannah was quiet about her disappointment, but chalked it up to me being stressed with wedding planning. Sarah's confrontation was a slap in the face to help me realize how awful what I had done truly was. Farah also confronted me, but gave me advice to let everything cool off with everyone, so I did that. In the meantime, my sister and my sister-in-law were excited and ready, but his sisters were another story. I could not afford to purchase the bridesmaids' dresses, but told them that the colors and material I wanted and asked them to find the dress in their budget, while also looking for budget-friendly suits for our groomsmen and bridesmaid dresses myself. Later, my fiance's sister finally told me they could not afford to be in the bridal party. This hurt because of what I had done to my friends, but also because I didn't feel like they were supporting their brother. You can't choose what people can afford. That is not okay for you to do. Anyways, I have other opinions on this whole thing, but we'll wait until I get to the end. I didn't ask for them to host any parties like bachelorettes or bridal showers, only their dresses and shoes. Either way, I went crawling back to Ferrera and Maria to have the right number of bridesmaids for the wedding I dreamed of. I had to reassure them that it was a final decision, and although still hurt, they forgave me and stood beside me on my wedding day in 2019. Later, I learned how disappointed Hannah was, along with the other friends who had a newborn, and that's why I never asked her to be a bridesmaid. In the end, all my friends forgave me, but it did put a strain on the relationship that I still feel guilty about today. So take my advice on planning the wedding you want, not what everybody else wants. No people pleasing on yours or your significant other's day. Okay, so that was a very a-hole move. You jumped the gun and put a bunch of people in your wedding party without really sitting down and considering it. That is a really messed up thing to do. But then you also went ahead and told the ones that you did end up going with or the ones that you were going to choose, that they needed to pay for their dress. And I think you went around about it the whole way wrong. But yeah, let's get to the comments. Honestly, doing what you want is as stressful. Somebody will get hurt. Weddings are like that. And that is very true. And so OP said very true. I will suggest getting counseling to learn better communication skills. Your first mistake, instead of asking everyone to be a bridesmaid before you have the wedding party set, you announced that you are getting married. Yay! If anyone asks about the wedding party lineup, you are still figuring that out. You would like them to be a part of the wedding, but you weren't certain the role they would be. Maybe guest books, maybe greeter, maybe honored guest, but you aren't certain right now. I agree with that. That is exactly what you should have done. That way, you haven't asked 8 women to be your bridesmaid without knowing that there are only 2 groomsmen. But you have told everyone important to you that you are engaged and planning to be married, and you want them to be a part of your day. I completely agree with that comment. That is exactly how you should have done it. But we all live and learn from our mistakes. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.